Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. I'm Mary Felling, physical therapist. Today I'm going to be showing you a really cool technique that helps take the tension and pain out of an area on the top of the shoulder here, also known as the upper traps. So let's get started. So this area can get very tense for those of us who have positions, whether it's in jobs or at home, that create tension along here. So sometimes we're in front of a computer screen and our shoulders start moving upwards. This can get really tight. If we're constantly talking all day, maybe you're a therapist and you're forward with your patients, this can get very tight. Or anything where you're lifting your arms through the day, where your hands are in front of you, these definitely start firing and becoming tense by 1 or 2 in the afternoon. So this is not only something you can do to help relieve the tension and pain in there, doing it once a day, but also this is a rescue medicine. You can do this technique during the middle of the day when you realize, oh, I'm starting to get a bunch of tightness here. Or maybe you realize, boy, by 1 or 2 in the afternoon, I'm done. I'm just baked here in the top of my shoulders. This is something that will help you to get a longer period of the day under your belt before that tension starts. So this is what it looks like. All you need is your body. You will be standing. You can't really do this very well sitting down. But for those of you who aren't able to stand for long periods of time, you can do this lying down. So this is what it looks like. Your arm is going to extend to the side. So if I want to stretch this area out and do a myofascial release here, I'm going to be using that right arm. And I'm elongating it. It's as if I have something that can telescope out from my fingers. So I'm thinking that I'm elongating my hand that way, and I'm just allowing my head and my neck to relax to the opposite side. And when I get all the slack out, that's as far as my head goes. I'm not trying to pull it down or force it down. I'm just going to the end of the slack. And then in this position, now I'm pretending that there is a string attached to the crown of my head and it's being gently pulled that way. So I've got 2 different sources of elongation. My head is elongating that way. My hand is going that way. Between the 2, you get a nice, beautiful elongation of the fascial band through the side of your neck and shoulder, which will include that upper trap. So once you're in this position, very gently just rotate your head a little bit down or a little bit up. And what you're feeling for is getting the most pull or the most awareness of a tension pull through here. As I stand and go, bring my head over, I do feel some here, but I feel a lot through my arm. It just tells me this fascial band is so tight in my trap that it's been pulling down through my arm. So I can stay there. If I look around, down, if I pull back up, right there kind of makes me feel like I get the most pull here. I still have this going on. And so for those of you, as we do this together today, you may have symptoms anywhere along the band. That's fine, as long as you're also feeling it through here. That's all you want to do. So for some of you, this position is going to be just great. You're going to feel this right where you feel tension during the day and you'll get those elongations going. But for some of you, you need to get a little bit further back and release going in the big meaty part of the upper trap. And to do that, just bring your head, rotate it down a little bit so that your nose is halfway between your armpit and the front of your chest. And as you do this position, you'll feel that pull further back on your upper trap. So just go from side down toward the floor and find out where you get the most pull along here, and that's where you want to hold your position. All right, so let's put the timer on. You're in your position. So my arm's not out here. It's not down by my side. It's about maybe 1/3 of the way up between by my side and straight out. So I'm here, got my head over to the side. And I'm turning a little bit. Remember, your head is also elongating that way. And as I stand here, I get the best pull up here, very much so in here too, in this position. Now, for some of you who are really in a lot of pain and don't feel you can stay like this for 5 minutes as a myofascial release, the JFB myofascial release approach requires minimum of 5 minutes. If this is too much for your shoulder, now I'm going to come out of my position, but the rest of you stay in your position. So if doing that creates too much pain for you to hold your hand up, what you can do is just take a chair and turn the chair around so your arm is resting on the back of the chair back, and just let it hang there. And all you have to do then is just that elongation part, which is just microns. It's just ounces of effort. But the weight of your arm will be being held up by the chair back instead of by your muscles. All right, so back to joining all of you. And I just need to find that. Oh, there it is. That gives me just a little extra something special. All right, so as you're standing here, or you can do this lying down, by the way. You can lie on your bed or a couch. Couch probably doesn't have enough width for you to do this. So you can lie on the floor or on your bed and do this. It won't change the effectiveness of the technique. And so because we are affecting the fascia, it's a minimum of 5 minutes. It takes 5 minutes of a mechanical energy put into the human body to get and elicit this piezoelectric effect, the flow of the bioelectric flow in our body. So our fascia is this big band in our body. It's a 3-dimensional cobweb, runs from the top to the bottom, side to side, and front to back. And this 3-dimensional cobweb is made from one single piece of material. So it's just like my grandmother knitted scarves or sweaters for me from one skein of yarn. It's the same in our body. That fascia is made from one piece of material. Well, fascia responds to injury, and it thinks a lot of different things are injurious, like overuse, repetitive use, poor posture over a long period of time, surgeries, and trauma. You know, you fall down or you've done something that just create a local trauma to the area. All of those things cause, and stress. Yes, emotional stress, psychological stress, all that causes fascia to bind down and tighten and dehydrate, and it becomes very sticky like glue. And when it does, that causes a lot of compression. It can create up to 2,000 pounds of force per square inch in whatever is in its way. Well, if it's compressing around these muscles, which are pain sensitive, tendons, which are pain sensitive, nerves, blood vessels, etc., it causes pain, and also we lose our natural mobility in that area. So doing this approach, this technique of 5 minutes minimum, allows that piezoelectric effect to be elicited. It flows through the fascia, and it happens to flow to those areas where there's fascial restrictions, where that glued down, dehydrated areas, and it rehydrates them. It elongates the tissue, it softens the tissue. So you get less pain in the area, and movement comes back. Minimum of 5 minutes, but I always suggest, and really I do suggest, that 7 minutes, 8 minutes, even 9 minutes helps tremendously, because at 5 minutes you've got that electrical flow going, and you want to give yourself as much of a chance to get some releases by staying longer than 5 minutes. But for today's purposes, we're doing 5 minutes. When I'm done with this video, you can continue holding the position, elongating in the position to get to that 7 and 8 minutes. And you're feeling for less pain, relaxation, you're feeling for an ease. And all right, so we've come to our 5 minutes. For those of you who want to continue on, I really heartily support you in getting to that 6, 7, 8 minute time frame to help get you even more released into the fat restrictions that are on top of the upper traps, inside of the upper traps. Remember, this is a daily technique you want to do. It can be done anytime during the day for a minimum of 5 minutes, 7-8 minutes is great though. And you do it 14 days in a row. And then after 14 days, once you've started getting the fascia opened and released, then you can go to every other day or 3 times a week, something like that, to help maintain the positive changes from those first 14 days. All right, thank you so much for joining me in my video today. I invite you to subscribe to this channel so that you can get the latest videos as they're uploaded for you. All right, have a wonderful day, everyone, and I'll see you in my next video.